There has been a lot of bacteriological studies done on Lake Sevan. And one of the fortunate things is that so far they haven't found any pathogenic microorganisms like the Shigella or Salmonella, because these are the main causes of pathogenic diseases that fortunately we are safe so far. However, we found extremely high levels of coliform bacteria, which is what we call it the E. coli. And E. coli exists in River Razdan, Gavaraget, Masrik, Argishi. These are the main big rivers, and I'm sure if they did a study of all the 28 rivers that flow into Lake Sevan, they'll find E. coli also in those waters. And the highest level of E. coli so far that measured are 50 times higher than the norm, than the standard, and it has been seen in the lower reaches of Lake River Razdan. One thing that is also very bad is some of these bacteria have already gotten immune to antibiotics. So there are E. coli there that are resilient to antibiotics, and so some people, when they get infected by this E. coli, they can't get rid of it because antibiotics don't work on it. So this high quantity of E. coli in the waters of Armenia is dangerous for humans and also animals. Now, second issue is, of course, the decline in fishery. As we all know as Armenians, ishkambu was the fish of Armenia, and which was raised in Lake Sevan. It's an endemic fish to Lake Sevan. We had about 4 different kinds of ishkam. Well, basically, the winter baktak, which was almost more than 30% of the Sevan trouts or ishkams were this kind, and it practically has disappeared. Bocha, which is another ishkam, is also is very rarely found today. And summer baktak, the spawning of summer baktak, has been disrupted recently because of the decline in the level of the Lake Sevan and also damming of some of these rivers. Gegharkunik is currently maintained only through artificial breeding outside of the lake. And Sevan vedlu, which is a species that's already been listed in the Red Book, the Red Data Book of Armenia, being one of those fish that no longer is going to exist if the situation continues. The other fish that, as the movie showed, the sick fish, is not an endemic fish to Armenia. However, it was introduced in 1976 due to the decrease of the ishkam fish. It was introduced from Ladoga Lake, it's a big lake in Russia, and sick became one of the other main fishes for Armenian people. And during the 1990s, as Ari mentioned, that was a fish that was fed the country when we went through very hard economic times. And that fish has already started to decline, and the main reason of this decline of ishkam and also baktak, this chart shows about ishkam, but it's almost the same, is basically, since the water level has gone down, it has lost the spawning grounds. So this fish, they usually reproduce at the surface level of the lake. So when the level goes down, they lose their spawning ground. And also changes of this area, the substrate, also creates them not to be able to reproduce as fast. They lost their microphytes, which is basically the food that these fish eat and they grow. And also due to the high temperatures, especially during summer, has basically acted as a detriment to the spawning. And to top everything off, because of the economy, the people who live in this area overfish. And because of overfishing, which is basically an illegal action as far as the law is concerned, but the people there have to survive and they have no choice but to fish, which is a catch-22 situation, so they fish more. And also the artificial reproduction of some of these fish is not as efficient as it's supposed to be. So the composition of all this has introduced this effect of the fish being declined, both ishkams and siks. And to top it off, in the recent years there was other exotic fish that has been introduced to Lake Sevan, and this exotic fish has started killing the endemic fishes in lake. I'm going to show a very short video. This is a